My video for August 12th, 2018, which is video number 2813, is entitled Governments Changing Laws to Protect Pedophiles. Whoa. It should not surprise me, yet it does. France has now passed a law that eliminates the age of consent for adults to have sex with children. France is not the only European nation moving toward the decriminalization of sex with children. According to top German immigration attorney Hans Goldsberg, laws on pedophilia are outdated and need to be abolished. Others even argue that any law on the age of consent has become superfluous and should no longer exist. In other words, no minimum age. Even sex with babies is being permitted under new laws being passed in the so-called elite's plan to legitimize child abuse. Yes, many of us realize that the so-called elite in church and state around the world have long practiced sex with infants and children. This should outrage all humans with any sense of moral and ethical values. Once again, I cry out to the Creator to put an end to the obvious criminality of these demon-possessed leaders who plunder human rights and are passing laws to exonerate themselves. What a travesty. Yes, I shouldn't be surprised, as I said in the blurb, but it does surprise me that everything is becoming so open now. I mean, they are openly passing rules to protect their long-standing practice of taking the life force energy out of the most innocent, and that is infants and small children who haven't even reached what we know as the age of accountability yet. They're still discovering what life is about, and they're being twisted by going into sexual activities that they have no natural propensity towards other than discovering their own bodies. It's not about having sex, it's about discovery of who am I and how do I fit in to the universe. And of course, the universe has been, or at least the world, I shouldn't say the universe, the world has been perverted where everything is inside out and upside down and turned around backwards. And I got an email from a friend, and I believe Denmark. I'm not sure what DE stands for, and instead of .com, it's .de. And I think that's Denmark, but I'm not positive of that. In any case, she was commenting, had sent me a comment on my video from 7/29/2018, which was titled "Fear is the Root of Bondage and Mother of All Crime." And she had responded to that, and I didn't answer back. Well, there's a reason I didn't answer back. I never got the message. I did get the second message, however, where she was complaining that I hadn't responded to the first one, and asking why, why was I ignoring her query? And I wasn't ignoring it. I didn't know it existed. And I do believe, once again, that Facebook and YouTube and those that control or have some level of control over the internet are purposefully eliminating a lot of communication that's taking place there. I mean, I've noticed my view counts go way down, and some of them are not much better than the video that I did with the Valentine, which was the lowest I've had in, a long time, perhaps ever. But some of my other ones are only barely getting over 100 views now, and this is an anomaly. And it's been relatively recent that this has gone into effect. And I've noticed, as I said in another video, that I was communicating with an individual in Australia, and there was no response back to comments that I had made on the Facebook page, or in Messenger. And then I was told, well, I never saw them till now. So there were 3 messages that were never seen. And all of a sudden, now she was able to actually see my responses. This stuff is going on. But what's happening is people are waking up to the fact that our leaders are notorious pedophiles. Now, I'm not going to tell you that only those in positions of power and authority are pedophiles or are engaged in such clandestine activities, because ordinary people are also entrapped because we don't know who we are. That is the root of fear, because we don't remember where we came from, who we are. It has been doctored, if you will, out of our consciousness, so it's suppressed into the subconscious and we're not aware of it. And until the consciousness can come up and reclaim that which has been suppressed, we can't heal it. That's the reality of the situation. We can't love ourselves when we're suppressing the dark parts of ourselves and not owning them. Owning them means making them conscious and taking responsibility for them. But you can't take responsibility for what you don't know exists or what you're unaware of that you participated in. You can't possibly take responsibility for that, can you? Can anybody? Yet we are being held accountable by the same criminals that want to legalize pedophilia. These same criminals hold us in contempt for trying to learn the truth. Speaking the truth becomes a contemptuous act in their eyes because it exposes their corruption. And these are things that we have to have resolved if we are going to be able to move into any kind of a world that is based on truth, actual justice, and where we are actually able to love ourselves, which is the first step, and then to love one another, which is the step that will create the healing. The healing comes first, though, with truth. We must know the truth, and then we can be set free. But it's hard to know the truth when those that are putting out information, whether it's in the news media, whether it's in our educational institutions, and of course by our government mind control institutions. That's what government means, mind control. As long as they're putting out the information, we're not going to be able to reclaim what we really are. We're not going to be able to delve into the subconscious and the unconscious parts of ourselves and bring them forth so that we can heal. That's the whole idea of what, to me anyway, life is supposed to be about. It's about discovery and about healing and rebuilding that which has been destroyed and reclaiming that which has been polluted, whether it's our air, our water, our land, whatever it is. We ourselves have been polluted, and we have to change that pollution. We have to heal the damage that has been done and take back that which has been stolen from us and hold accountable those that did the stealing. And no one is more responsible. Again, I know there are people that don't like this, but God is not loving to have even allowed this to begin with. That's not an act of love. That's an act of cruelty imposed upon creation. And it has to be dealt with and remedied. It cannot be suppressed if we are going to have a world that actually works for all created beings and all creation itself, because we're all part of creation. We're all part of the whole. We can't escape that. We are part of it. Anyway, folks, thanks for listening. As always, namaste.